fish? Okay. So hold on. Fix this. All right. Sar.
La Yashala.
Sar. Right, imagine, which means to stand. Well, Punya Hakudam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. Scoot over just a little bit to your right. There you go. All right, we're going to read the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Shabbat
Shabbat. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malapika. Kabah. Ratazah. Hayah. Aisha. Baharatazah. Select. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamaya. Adalana. Lakam. Wasalafana. Kawafna. Kasalafna. Kawafna. Wala. Abayana. Manasayawan. Abal. Awashayana. Mayan. Rad. Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala,
Aman. In English, our Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom
come. Thy will be done in earth
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it.
Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babakusha, Hakak, La Pa'a, Kal Marawa, Hakak, Latzahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Hamathia, Abakawa, Tamal, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the water Aman, in English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal. All men of sickness, and all men of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. The prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Baraklana. Wayashala. Bayasapar. Barak. Magan. Ba'ashem Yahushua.
What we just said was Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. Bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha. Ayanya. Ahahar. Ma'ayan. Yabaa. Isaiah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemaya. Baharatazah. Al-Yathan. Amawat. Regal. Al-Yanawam. Shamar. Hana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamar. Yahweh. Tizal. Al-Yad. Yamnika. Hashemash, La'ah, Yekayah, Wayarah, Alayallah, Yahweh, Yashemar, Mekal-Ra, Yashemar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashemar, Taza'at, Wabawak, Ma'itah, La'ai,
Aman. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the
hills.
From whence cometh my help?
My help?
My help cometh from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot
to be moved.
He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber.
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forth and even forevermore. So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al Damayalaka. Al Takarash. Al Tashakwat. Al Kayahana. Al Yabika. Yahama Yawan. Mashanai. Nashawa. Ash. Al Amika. Yarayam. Sawad. Wayatayai Tazawa. Al Tazap Pawanika. Mawab. Akawa. Nakaki. Goya. Wala. Yazakar. Sham Yashal. Aiwad. Kaya. Nawai Tazawa.
Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gaul, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asa also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zed. Yea, all their princes as the Ba, and as the moon, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Hold my power. Make them like a wheel. As a fire. Shalakia. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As a fire burneth the wood. And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High, over all the earth. So be it. The prayer of the blessings of the parish structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah. Why Mayaka Allah. Why Alahayim. Matazabia. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawak. Ha Saranya. Ha Katazayanya. Ha Kayayayu. Wah Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. The water Aman. In English. Bless you Yahweh. And Yahweh Shah. And Micah. And the angels. Commanding General Yahweh. The generals. The captain. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshavu, which means to be seated. All right. Go ahead and clap it up. All right. We're in the book of Genesis. We're picking up where we left off from last week, where Joseph, at this time, the 11th son, before Benjamin was even born, was sold into slavery into the hands of the Arabs by his 10 brothers, which make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. But at that time, it was 11 brothers because Benjamin or Benjamin, the so-called West Indians, were not born yet. But these 11 brothers, or these 10 brothers, conspired to sell their brother into slavery before they thought about unaliving him, right? But Judah knew that it would be too heartbreaking for their father to take. So what did they do? They sold him into the hands of the Arabs or the Ishmaelites. That's what the Bible says, the Ishmaelites. That's how you know what we say is not made up. This is real biblical history. The Ishmaelites are today's Arabs, and today's Arabs know that they're the biblical Ishmaelites, right? So they sold them into the hands of the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, who had a slave trade forever. The so-called Arabs, have been selling boys and and castrating young boys, especially during this time, young Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian boys for about a millennium. All right, so they can watch over their harem of women, right? Muhammad and all of his crony, they used to have a sex trade and a slave trade of Black and Hispanic boys and girls, right? Just remember that the next time you look at the movie Malcolm X and you want to be Muslim, if anybody still is into that, if any Black or Hispanic is still is into being Assalamu alaikum, Allah, the beneficent and merciful, Allah is the one who was over the slave trade of your brothers and your sisters for almost a damn millennium. And the 10 tribes of Israel at this time sold Joseph, Yahweh in the Hebrew, into the hands of the Arabs. The Arabs sold Joseph into the hands of the Egyptians. So like, for all you Dr. Umar, conscious community, black nuckety, blackity blacks who love Egypt and Kemet so much, Egypt was the first slavery of our forefathers. Everyone understand? So Joseph went into captivity there. While he was in captivity, he started to work for Potiphar, who was Pharaoh's right-hand man. He was a general. He was high up in Egypt's army. Potiphar's wife, who was a whore of an Egyptian and African that you, Dr. Umar Johnson type love, those African women, lied on Joseph, just like white women do, and said that he tried to rape her, which he did not. He was a brother of character and morals and full of God's law from learning from his father Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. He didn't touch her, but she lied on him and said that he did, just like white women have done in America to Black men for hundreds of years, like they did it to destroy towns like Rosewood, and like they did to their brother Emmett Till in Chicago, at that time Mississippi, but he was from Chicago, right? She lied. He went to prison for false charges like Black and Hispanic men do, because this is only, the point I'm trying to get you to see is this is only one people, and it could only be referring to, and the stories could only be one people, because these people have always suffered these curses. And that's what I want you to wrap your mind around as we're reading the Bible. I want you to wrap your mind around, who does this sound like? Who are these people? Because the same people who endure those hardships today were the same people who endured those hardships yesterday. And we're reading about a strong brother named Joseph right now, and he had to endure those same hardships. He was accused of being a rapist by his master's wife, then went to prison on false charges. Then he helped a few heathens in prison, and they forgot about him until the very end. Then he started to work for Pharaoh and became the viceroy of Egypt, meaning he was in charge of everybody except for Pharaoh. He was like the vice president. So he was even over the man who took him in as his slave, Potiphar, before. He was even over him. He was the viceroy. He married an Egyptian woman while he was there. They had children. He foresaw, because of Pharaoh's dream, a famine taking place in the land of Egypt. So using his Israelite forethought, using that Black and Hispanic brain of power and might and authority given to us by the Most High God, which, by the way, we are the smartest people. And I want Black and Hispanic people to always remember that. If it weren't for slavery in America, Black and Hispanic and Native Indians would know that there is no brains on the planet Earth that is smarter and more capable of than Blacks and Hispanics. So him using his Black and Hispanic and Native Indian mind, he made sure that the land of Egypt, the country of Egypt, they stocked up on goods and provisions, right? So him seeing his brothers coming from Goshen, which was a little province on the edge of Egypt, they come and they do what? They have to stock up for their families too. Well, Joseph recognizes them. He recognizes those long beards and boots and braids, and he sees his 10 brothers. And what does he do? He wants to play a game with them, right? He wants to get back at them because he feels what every Black and Hispanic would feel in that situation. He felt betrayed by his brothers. And he wanted to being the baby brother at the time, he felt betrayed by his big brothers. They let him down and they hurt him. And like any normal person, you want to hurt the person who hurts you. And so what does he do? They don't know it's him because he looks like an Egyptian. He's dark skinned, which lets you know the Hebrews are what? The Israelites are what? Dark skinned like the Egyptians. And he had a clean shaven face so he can look like the Egyptians. They didn't recognize him. They just recognized him as the viceroy of Egypt. Not Panea. I think that's what his name was in Egyptian or something like that. So now he takes them into his palace, to his home, They have a dinner. He brings up false charges on one of his brothers and keeps them in captivity until he's pretty much putting them into a game. It's a cat and mouse game he's doing. All right. So now what we're about to pick up from right now, he's now told them what they need to do in order to come back. They come back. They did what he's supposed to do. They did what he told them to do. So now we're back. We're reading where we picked up from last week. That was the synopsis of where we were last week and the weeks before, reading about the story of Joseph. All right. So now the brothers about to read it in Hebrew. They're at the dinner. Go ahead, Elisha.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 34 in the Hebrew. Wayasha'ah, Masha'ah, Ma'ah, Panyawa, Alaham, Watharah, Masha'ah, Banyamnu, Mamasha'ah, Kalam, Hamash, Yadawa, Wayashakwa, Wayashakawa, Ainwa. Salaki. Verse 35, Salaki, actually. Genesis chapter 44, verse 1. Wayatazawa, Ashar, Bayahwa, La Amar, Mala'a, Amatha, Ha'anashim, Akal, Ashar, Yawakawa, Wan, Sha'a, Washayam, Pasat, so like Kasat, Ayash, Banya, Amakakafwa. Verse 2. Wa'a, Gabaya'aya, Gabaya'ai, Hakasa, Tashyam. What's that? Bapaya? Right there. Bapaya. Bapaya, Amaka, Hakwatan, Wa'a, Kasa, Shabarwa. Wayaish, Kadabar, Yawasa, Ashar, Dabar. Verse 3. Habakor, Awor, Waha Anashium, Shalakwa, Hama, Wakamar, Yaham. Verse 4. Ham, Yatazawa, Ha'ayar, La'a, Haraha, Yakwa, Wayawa, Sa, Amor, La Shar, Al, Bayahwa, Kwawam, Radat, Aharia, Ha'anash Yum, Wahash Gatham, Wahashagatham, Mara, Alaham, Lama, Shalom Thum, Ra'ai, Dakha, Tawaba. Verse 5. Stopping at 6, right? Hala, Wa'a, Za, Ashar, Yashata, Adanya, Bawa, Wahawa, Nachash, Yanachash, Bawa, Hara, Aitam, Ashar, Aishayatam. Verse 6. Waya Shagam, Waya Dabar, Alaham, Hadabarium, Allah.
Also, shalom to the sisters checking in. Shalom to all the sisters that's checking in, all the brothers. Y'all Shamal Bashim Yao Shah to this. I only see one sister, but I'm saluting all the sisters that will be checking in. And Yao Bashim Yao Thumb to all the brothers that will be checking in, watching the class, tuning in to Sabbath service, Most High Christ. I'm gonna learn your culture, man. All right. This is Genesis chapter 43. Stop leaning on that. This is Genesis chapter 43 and verse 34. And he took and sent messes unto them from before him. But Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs. Why? Because Benjamin was the baby brother. All right. So remember, before he got sold into captivity, Joseph I'm speaking of, there was just him. He was the baby brother. So it was 11. While he was in captivity, his father and his mother, they had another son, and his name was Benjamin, or in Hebrew, Benjamin. And the Benjamites today are the so-called West Indians. So all you brothers and sisters, or if you know any brothers and sisters that are from the West Indian Islands, the Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. Lucius, those countries that make up the Caribbean, what you would say the Caribbean islands, those brothers and sisters, those are the tribe of Benjamin, Bunyamin. You understand? So this is his baby brother. This is the baby brother of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And he's messing with him the most. Why? Because that's his baby brother. All right, think about it. Always what you want to do is you want to think about you. You don't want to make it. The Christian church, whenever you read the Bible in the Christian church, it's like some type of fantasy. Like, oh, this is biblical days. And they make it like this is something that really never happened. So it's something you really never believe in. It's not real life. It's not practical. It's not reality. This really happened. This is history, like learning about Andrew Jackson. Okay, we know Andrew Jackson existed. Why? We weren't there, but because of historical records and documents. This is a historical record and document. So don't think of the Bible and don't think of times like this is another race of people. This is Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. And you know how Black people are. You know how Hispanics, you know how we are. We are people we don't forget anything. We don't forget the wrong that someone has done to us, especially if it was by our own brother or our own sister. Joseph he's a brother. He's a Black man. He's the same way. He has the same emotions as any other brother that's sitting and doing time in prison. You best believe that he would want to have gotten revenge on his brothers like any of us would if they sold us into slavery. We would have had the same for 40, 50, 60 years. You would keep that hatred in your heart for your brother. Why? Because they betrayed you. And that's a terrible feeling to be betrayed by people you love, especially your own kinsmen, your own flesh and blood. So always remember that when you read the Bible. Don't make it some fantasy like the Christian church where it's something that's out of reach. It's something that's not reality. It's fantasy. It's like watching sci-fi in the church. The Bible is not science fiction. It's not sci-fi. It is reality and it is practical and it's historical. It's things that really took place to people that are living in America as slaves right now. That's who it took place to. So always remember that when you read the Bible. Don't make it like the church where it's unattainable. Make it personal to yourself because you have the same feelings and emotions as the men and women, the brothers and sisters that the stories are about in the Bible. Everyone understand? But Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs. And they drank and were merry with him. Verse 1. This is chapter 44, verse 1. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth. Verse 2. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, up, follow after the men. And when thou dost overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? Ye have done evil in so doing. Verse 6. And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words.
So back to the Hebrew, Genesis chapter 44, verse 7. Wayamarwa, Al-Yawa, Lama, Yadabar, Adanya, Karabarim, Ha'ala, Ha-La-Yala, La'ai Badyak, Ma'ai Shawa, Kadabar, Hazah. Verse 8. Han, Kasat, Ashar, Matazar, so like Mataza'anya Yawa, Bapia, Amath, Kaf, Yanawa, Hashayab Nawa, Alayak, Ma'arataza, Kanain, Wa'ayak, Naganab, Mabaya, Adanyak, Kasat, Awa, Zahab. Verse 9. Ashar, Yamataza, Athawa, Ma'ibadya, Wama, Wagam, Anak, Noah, Nahaya, La Adanya, La Ibadyum, Verse 10. Wayamar, Gam, Aida, Kada Barab Yakum, Kadabar Yakum, Khan, Hawa, Ashar, Ya Mataza, Athawa, Ya, Ibad, Wa Atham, Yawa, Nakwayam. Verse 11. Waya Harwa, Waya War, Dadwa, Waya War, Ayash, Amach Kapwa, Arataza, Waya Pakwa, Ayash, Amach Kapwa. Verse 12. Waya Kapash, Baga Bagadwa, Bagadawal, Hakal, Waba Habakotan, Kala, Waya Mataza, Haga Bayai, Maka, Banyamyan. I'm stopping at 14. 15.
You stopped at 13.
13, last verse. Wayapur, Iowa, Shalom Thon.
Shamalathon.
Yeah, Shamalathon. Waya Imam, Ayash, Al, Hamarwa, Waya Shabwa, Ha'ai Yara.
This is Genesis chapter 44 and verse 7. And they said unto him, Wherefore saith my Lord these words? God forbid that thy servants should do according to this thing. Verse 8. Behold, the money which we found in our sacks' mouths we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of thy Lord's house silver or gold? Verse 9. With whomsoever of thy servants it be found, both let him die, and we also will be my Lord's bondmen. And he said, Now also let it be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and ye shall be blameless. Verse 11. Then they speedily took down every man his sack to the ground, and opened every man his sack. Verse 12. And he searched and began at the eldest, and left at the youngest. And the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Verse 13. Then they rent their clothes and laded every man his ass, and returned to the city.
Genesis chapter 44, verse 14 in the Hebrew. Wayaba'a, Yahawada, Wa'aha, Yawa, Bayata, Yawasa, Waha Wa'a, Iwad Nawa, Sham, Wayapala, it's like Wayapalawa, Lapanyawa, Arataza. Verse 15. Wayamar, Laham, Yawasa, Ma, Hama, Aisha, Hazah, Shar, Aisha Yatom, Halawam, so like Halawa'a, Yada Aitom, Kaya, Nakash, Yanakash, Ayash, Ashar, Kamanya. Verse 16. Wayamar, Yahawada, Ma, Na'amar, La Adanya, Ma, Nadabar, Wa Ma, Natazat, Duck, Ha Yahum, Matazah, Iwan, Ibadya, Hananawa, Ibadium, La Adanya, Gam, Anak Noah. Gam, Ashor, Namataza, Hagabad Ya'ai, Bayadwa, verse 17. Wayamar Hala Yala, Laya, Ma'ai Yashwa, Za'af, Ha'ayash, Ashar, Namataza, Hagaba, so I get Hagabayai, Bayadwa, Hawa, Ya, I bad, Wa Adam, Awa, Lashalawam, Lashalawam, Abayakum, verse 18. Wayagash, Al Yawa, Yahawada, Wayamar, Baya, Adiyah, Adanya, Yadabar, Na'a, Ibadah, Dabar, Zanya, Adanya, Wa'al, Yachar, Apak, Ba'ibadak, Kaya, Kamwak, Kaparai, verse 19. Adanya, Sha'al, Ibadyawa, Lamar, Hayash, Lacham, Ab, Awa, Ach. Verse 21 must have been.
You stopping at verse 20.
I know I was right there.
Yeah, you stopping at 20.
Wa Amar, Al, Adanya, Yash, Lanawa, Ab, Zaquan, Waya Lad, Zaquanium, Quatan, Wa Hayawa, Ma, Waya Wadar, Hawa, Laba, Labadwa, La Amwa, Waya Bayawa, Ahabawa.
All right, this is Genesis chapter 44 and verse 14. And Judah and his brethren came to Joseph's house, for he was yet there, and they fell before him on the ground. Verse 15. And Joseph said unto them, What deed is this that ye have done? Wot ye not that such a man as I can certainly divine? Verse 16. And Judah said, What shall we say unto my Lord? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? The Most High hath found out the iniquity of thy servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he also, with whom the cup is found. Verse 17. And he said, Most High forbid, God forbid, that I should do so. But the man in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my servant. And as for you, get you up in peace unto your father. Verse 18. Then Judah came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let thy servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ears, and let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even as Pharaoh. My Lord asked his servant, saying, Have ye a father or a brother? Verse 20. And we said unto my Lord, We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead. And no, when he said his brother is dead, who is he talking about? Someone online, I'll give you a few seconds. Judah, he just told Joseph, he said that, this is, I'll read it again. We have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead. When Judah told Joseph his brother is dead, who are they talking about? We all know the answer. He's talking about Joseph. They said Joseph is dead. Why? Because they thought really, certainly he would not have survived that long in captivity. This was years. Remember that. This ain't yesterday or tomorrow in 7 years. This is years, years. They have a father, Jacob. Israel is in his old age with a son, his baby boy. He has a son in his old age. This is his baby boy. Remember, they already told him that his brother Joseph, they told Jacob that Joseph, who they're talking to, that they don't know is Joseph, is dead. So they're like, well, our father don't need to lose another child. Please don't do this. Take me instead. Don't do this. Not Benjamin. He's the baby. He's the baby, and we already lost our baby brother before. We told our father that our baby brother's dead. We can't lose another one. We can't go back to our elderly father and tell him that we have lost yet another baby boy. They can't do it. That's what Judah's saying in essence. Let's keep going. And he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him.
So like, if I make this real quick, you know what's crazy when I read the story, what the brothers are saying, them niggas act like they don't know that they the ones who sold them into captivity. Like they, you know what I mean? To this day.
And so like,
go ahead.
No, that's heavy. What I was gonna say is, guess why that is? Remember, we are Black and Hispanic and Native Indian, and General Muhammad was just hitting on this. We can never behave the way white people behave. So yes, those brothers did an evil thing in selling their baby brother into the hands of the Arabs, and then lied to their father and said that he was dead and was unalived by wolves. But guess what happens to any Black or Hispanic that commits a crime over time, Elisha? What happens to you?
Oh,
you start to feel what?
You start to feel that guilt.
You start to feel guilt and remorse, and you start to hate yourself. White people don't have that feeling, and that's a beautiful thing to have. Is to feel remorseful for what you did. Is to actually ponder and think back on all of the evil that you've done and say, damn, I was wrong. I should have never unalived that brother. I should have never shot him. I should have never sold those drugs. I should have never done anything like that. I feel bad. I shouldn't have been a whore on the strip pole. I shouldn't have been making whores out of my women. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done. White people don't have that. They don't even know what the hell that is. To feel remorseful for what they've done. You think they feel remorseful for slavery? You think they feel sorry for lynching us? You think they feel sorry for how they treat the Mexicans today? They do not. And they don't know how to feel that feeling, or they don't have that feeling of empathy and sympathy and a heart. They don't have that. They're not capable of it. But Black man, you are.
That's right.
And that's the reason why their brothers are so, they change. They turn over a new leaf. Why? Because all those years that, imagine you in their position, having a baby brother that you sell to another race of people and then going home and lying to your parents saying he got killed by wolves, or he got into a car wreck and got killed. You have to live 40, 50 years with all of that guilt weighing heavy on you. Guess what you start to have? You have your own sons. You have your own children. Now you're a father. Now you're a grandfather. And you have to live with the guilt of knowing because now they really do think Joseph is unalived. They think he's in captivity, lost somewhere. Imagine losing you see how people put out missing flyers. They don't do flyers anymore. They're on Facebook. They say, help me find my child. Help me. Imagine that. I don't even want to know what that feeling's like, God. To have a child or a sibling or a mother or a father that's missing out in the world somewhere. You don't know where you're going to, after 50 years, they're gone. They're dead. They're not here anymore. These brothers are in a state of depression. Judah, Levi, Simeon, these brothers feel terrible all this time for what they've done to Joseph. And you know what's so sad? Joseph realizes it. This is what's sad. This is what almost chokes you up. Joseph, being a Black man, a Hispanic and Native Indian, having compassion, guess what he starts to feel? He starts to feel sorry for them, knowing they feel sorry for themselves. Brother, that is an amazing thing. This shows you so much about Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, how we're so righteous, and why we should rule the planet Earth. Because no other race of people, if this was a white family, if Joseph was a white man, he would have unalived his brothers at the very first chance he got. If this was Esau, he would have unalived his brother the first chance he got. If this was Ishmael, if this was any other race of people, they would have never felt sorry for the people who have sold them into slavery. Guess who feels that way now? We do. You know who we feel sorry for? White people. Brother, it will blow your mind to think about the dynamic of Blacks and whites. Knowing Black people know that we're only in this country because our forefathers were sold to the people who are our presidents, Elisha. And guess what we do? We have become American. We have become Christian like our slave master, and we feel sorry for our slave master. No other race of people would ever have that compassion for their oppressor. No one else. We are a race of people of compassion and love and kindness, not animals like the people who rule over us. That's the lesson you better learn from Joseph and the brothers selling them into slavery. He starts to feel sorry for his brothers and his father and his family after hating them for so long and for letting it happen to him. He feels sorry. And guess what black people start to do when you feel sorry for someone that you know you probably should not feel sorry for? You start to hate yourself. Like, why do I? It's like a battle within yourself. Like, this cat abused me. He hurt me when I was young. She abused me. She took my innocence when I was 7 years old. Why do I feel sorry that she's paralyzed at 60? Why do I feel sorry for her? Because you're an Israelite. That's why. Because you're a righteous brother and sister. Because you're a saint of the Most High God, brother. That's why you feel sorry for the person who hurt you. That's why you can have compassion even though they abused you, because you're not white. Because you're not a heathen, you're the chosen people of God. That's the reason why. So, like, you had something else you want to say on that, Elijah?
Just to add to your point, and that's why it's so easy for Christianity, the Christian church, to misunderstand the verse when it says turn the other cheek. They think you can just get slapped on both cheeks and just they'll keep turning them.
Right.
And they don't understand what that means, but that's why it's easy for us to pick up that spirit, that's you know right. what I mean, of Christianity and just forgive our oppressor, we don't, and we really don't even forgive each other, but we
for sure feel sorry
we for sure feel sorry for each other, you know what I mean? And we're willing to accept abuse.
That's right.
And accept pain and accept everything that the Lord didn't want us to accept. Right. You know what I mean? But that's all I had to say.
That's right. Go ahead, man. It's on you, Elijah.
Kind of. We're in Genesis chapter 44, verse 20 in the Hebrew. Wanamar al Adanya Yash Lanwa. So like Lanwa.
Verse 21. Oh, verse 21.
I'm reading. I thought I switched to 21. All right. Genesis chapter 44, verse 21 in the Hebrew. Wanamar al Ibadanya Ibada Yak Hara Hawar the Hawa. No, that ain't right. Hawar the Hawa.
Hawar, yeah. Hawarad Hawa.
Hawarad the Hawa.
There you go.
All right. Oh yeah. Wa ash yama. Wa ash yama. So like it. Ya ainya al yawa. Verse 22. Wanamar al adanya la'a yawakal hana la'aizab abayawa wa aizab abayawa wa math. Verse 23. Wa thamar al ibad yak la'a yarad akya kum hakwatan athakum la'a tasapawan lara awa panya. Verse 24. Wayahaya kaya al yanwa al ibadak abiyat wanaga lawa the barya adanya. Verse 25. Wayamar abanya wa shabawa shabarwa lanawa ma'ait akal. Verse 26. Wanamar la'a nawakal lara da yash akya nawa hakwatan atanawa wayarad nawa kaya la'a nawakal lara wa panya hai yash wa ha yanawa hakwatan ayan nawa atanawa. Verse 27. Stop 28.
You start with 27.
Count the water. Wayamar ibadat abiyah alya nawa atham yada itham kaya shanyam yala da laya ashaya. So like ashafya.
This is Genesis chapter 44 and verse 21. And thou saidst unto thy servants, bring him down unto me, that I may set mine eyes upon him. And we said unto my Lord, that the lad cannot leave his father. For if he should leave his father would die. And thou saidst unto thy servants, except your youngest brother come down with you, ye shall see my face no more. And it came to pass, when we came up unto thy servant my father, we told him the words of my Lord. And our father said, go again and buy us a little food. And we said, we cannot go down if our youngest brother be with us. Then will we go down, for we may not see the man's face, except our youngest brother be with us. And thy servant my father said unto us, ye know that my wife bare me 2 sons.
Genesis chapter 44, verse 28. Wayataza ha ha ma ya wa amor hak tarak wa la'a ra ya yawa I hana. Verse 29. Walaquathum gum a za ma'ain panya wakwar hawa asawan waha wardathum a shayapia barai shala. Verse 30. Wa aita kaba aya al ibadat abaya waha nair nair ayan nawa atanawa wa na pashwa kwash wara bana pashwa. Verse 31. Wahaya kara awafwa kaya ayan hana ayer wama waha war yadwa ibadyak a shayaba salaki ibadak abaya noah baya gawan sha'Allah. Verse 32. Kaya ibadak ira a hana ira ma'ain abaya la amor la abaya noah alaya waka ta'afya la abya call haya mamyam. Verse 33. Wa aita yashab na'a ibadat the kaf hana ira iba la danya wa hana ayel ya ayel ain akyan.
34. Oh, you wanted 34, Elisha.
Oh, Salaki.
82.
I thought that was the last verse. Kaya ayat ayala al abaya waha naaya ananya wa abya pan ara barai ashar yamataza abaya.
This is Genesis chapter 44 and verse 28. And the one went out from me, and I said, surely he is torn in pieces, and I saw him not since. Verse 29. And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Now therefore, when I come to thy servant my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life. Verse 31. It shall come to pass, when he seeth that the lad is not with us, that he will die. And thy servant shall bring down the gray hairs of thy servant our father with sorrow to the grave. For thy servant became surety for the lad and to my father, saying, if I bring him not unto thee, then I shall bear the blame to my father forever. Verse 33. Now therefore I pray thee, let thy servant abide instead of the lad a bondman to my Lord, and let the lad go up with his brethren. Verse 34. For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad be not with me, lest peradventure I see the evil that shall come on my father.
So, like if I may, that was my point. That right there. Them brothers telling him what happened to him, Why you sit here listening like what you?
Oh yeah, God.
This whole thing is a lie because you sold me into the Arabs, put me in addiction lie, but I had to endure through this lie. Cause he could have snapped out right there, like nigga, y'all put me in captivity, but he didn't.
God.
He didn't. You know what I mean? Because definitely the Lord was dealing with him, and it was something bigger than himself.
God.
He wasn't thinking about what his revenge and he saw the bigger picture. Is basically what I'm saying.
God.
Because me sitting there listening to some cats lie on me.
Oh, you about to read it in the next verse?
Yeah.
What Joseph had to say.
So Genesis chapter 45, verse 1. Going back to the Hebrew. Wala'ah, Yakal, Yawasab, Laha, Pa, Lakal, Hanatazabium, Al Yawa, Wayakora, Hawa Tazayawa, Kal, Ayash, Ma'alia, Wala'ah, Anmad, Ayash, Atawa, Baha, Wadai, Yawasab, Al, Akyawa. Verse 2. Wayathan, Kwawa, Babakaya, Wayash, Ma'ayawa, Matazaria, Wayashamai, Bayat, Parai. Verse 3. Wayamar, Yawasab, Al, Akyawa, Anya, Yawasab, Pa'ai Wa. It's like it, Ha'ai Wa, Abiyah, Haya, Wala'ah, Yakawa, Akyawa, La'ain Wa, Avwa, Haya, Nabahawa, Mapanyawa. Verse 4. Wayamar, Yawasab, Al, Akyawa, Gashwa, Na'a, Alya, Waya Gashwa, Waya Mor, Anya, Yawasab, Akyakam, Ashar, Makaratham, Afya, Matazaria Ma. Verse 5. Coming to Kawa. Wa Aida, all, the Aitazabawa, Wa all, Yahar, Ba I Yan Yakam, Kaya, Makaratham, Afya, Hana, Kaya, Lama. Lamahya, Shalachniya, Al Yaham, Lapanyakum. Verse 6. Kaya za Shanathyam, Hara'ib, Harab, Bakwara, Harataza, Wa'ayawad, Hamash, Shanyam, Ashor, Ayan, Haryash. Wakwataza Yara. Verse 7. Wayashalachniya, Al Yaham, Lapanyakum, Lashawan, Lakam, Sha'arathya, Sha'arayath, Barataza, Walahaka, Yawa, Lakam, Lapa, Layata, Lapa Layata, La Poyat, Gadala.
That was 7. All right, this is Genesis chapter 45 and verse 1. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him, and he cried, Cause every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brother. Verse 2. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. Verse 3. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Doth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. And Joseph said unto his brethren, Come near to me, I pray you. And they came near. And he said, I am Joseph your brother, whom ye sold into Egypt. Now therefore be not grieved, nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me hither. That brother had a lot of brotherhood out. For the Most High did send me before you to preserve life. for these 2 years had the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in the land, yet there are 5 years in the which there shall neither be earing nor harvest. And the Most High sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Brother, he had a lot of brotherhood, and you know what else? That shows a positivity. Like, this is something you see it amongst Judites, but really you see a Haitian brother or sister, or look at the Benjamites. Like, the Haitians really highlighted, and the Issachaриtes. Brother, I don't care how much hell they face and oppression they face, they still have this spirit that's like, you cannot get them down. Like, you are never going to get an Issacharit depressed or a Haitian. Those are 2 tribes to watch. When you think of like being depressed or being sad, see those 2 tribes and how you can never make them depressed. Think about all that the Haitians are going through right now and have been through, and how the Issacharites are being persecuted. Brother, you're never going to see a depressed Issacharite. That's the spirit of an Israelite. That spirit of, this was just sad to one of the saddest stories to read when you, not sad, or I should say one of the stories that will make you cheer up the most, not from being sad, but just to see how positive Joseph was and to see how much brotherhood he had. That's the key word there. Joseph had so much brotherhood for his brothers and for his people because he didn't allow himself to be depressed, even though he had every right to be Elisha. He had every right to be angry and mad and wanted to hurt his brothers. He didn't. He said, you know what, I'm Joseph, I'm your brother. And he cried. It said he cried out. He cried out. He was sad and he told everybody else to leave, so it was just him and his brothers. And he spoke to them and said, man, I'm your brother, man. I'm Joseph. He took everything off and said, I'm Joseph. I'm Yahweh. I'm your brother. You sold me, but don't be mad. All these years that went by, don't be mad. Don't beat yourself up, because the Most High had me come here to save our posterity, so that our children's children won't fall to famine, because that's what would have happened if Joseph would have never became viceroy.
All right.
Like, that's an amazing story, an amazing story of brotherhood and love for your brother, despite them hurting you. That's the perfect precept he pulled earlier of turning the other cheek, what Yahweh said. Turning the other cheek. You know what Joseph didn't do? You know what Joseph did do? He gave his brothers another chance to do right by him. He didn't turn his cheek and then let them beat him up. No, he didn't do what a Christian would do. Be weak. He was still masculine and still forgiving. That's how you have to be. And that's the only way you can be if you want to come into the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. Go ahead, Elisha. That's on you.
That's it.
No. We 14. 14 is where you stop.
Okay.
It's 45. You're going to stop at 14.
I had it marked all wrong. I'm glad you.
You too are.
So now I'm starting at 15.
You starting at 8 to 14.
8 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So Genesis chapter 45, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Wa'ita la'a atom shalachachum atya hana kaya ha'alahayim wayash yamya la'a lapar I wala adwan lakal bayahwa wama shaw bakal rataza matazarim. Verse 9. Maharwa wa awa al abiyah wa marthum al yawa ka amar. Sorry, yeah, amar. Banak yawasa shamya al alahayim la adamwan la adwan la kal matazarium rada. Oh yeah, the Aimad. Verse 10. Why is Shabbat? It's like why is Shabbat? Why is Shabbat? No, why is Shabbat? Why is Shabbat? Barataza Gashan Wahayaya Korawav. Oh yeah, Ata Waba Nayak. Wabanya, Banayak, Watiza Anak, Watiza Anak, Wabakorak, Wakal Ashar Lak. Verse 11. Wakal Kalathya Athak Sham Kaya Iwad Hamash Shanyam Ra'ai Pan Dawarash Athak Wabayadak Wakal Ashar Lak. Verse 12. Wahana Ayan Yakum Ra'awa Wa'ayanya Akia Banayam Yan Kaya Banyamyan Kaya Kaya Hamadabar Al Yakum. Verse 13. Wahagatum La'abya Kal Kabawadia Bamatazarium Wa'at Kal Ashar Ra'ayathum Wamaharathum Waha War Dathum Abiyah Hana. Verse 14. Wayapal Al Tazawa Arwaya Tazawa a warrior. Taza a warrior. Banyamyu Akiwa Waya Bak Wabanyam Wabayanyam Baka Al Taza Argua.
Wow. That's what you. This is Genesis chapter 45 and verse 8. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but the Most High, and he had made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Haste ye and go up to my father, and say unto him, Thus saith thy son Joseph, the Most High hath made me lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children and thy children's children, and thy flocks and thy herds, and all that thou hast. Verse 11, and there will I nourish thee, for yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty. And behold, your eyes see, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin, that it is my mouth that speaketh unto you. Verse 13, and ye shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that ye have seen, and ye shall haste and bring down my father hither. Verse 14, and he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck, and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. One time Christ. With that, I imagine which means to stand. Just us up here stand. Go ahead, light shot. Sar. Layashala. Sar. Salakia. I imagine everyone stand. All right. You got it. Well, Punya Akwadam, which means to rise and face the east.
The Lord's Prayer, the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Olapaka, Kaba'ah, Ratazai, Hayah, Aisha, Aharatazai, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Dalano, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kawawakna, Kasalakna, Kawawakna, Wala'ah, Kabiyana, Manasayawam, Awashayana, Bayan, Rad, Hayah, Malakwa, the power
Amen. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it.
Got the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh. The thunder now. The thunder now. In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all men of sickness and all men of disease, power to cleanse the land, power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. The prayer to bless Israel, the Hebrew, Yahweh. Bashim Yahweh. Barak Bayab Sapar. Barak. Magan. Bashim Yahweh. In English, what we just said was Yahweh in the name of Yahweh. Bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahweh. Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha. Ayanya. Ahahari. Mayan. Izar. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemaya. Waharataza. Al-Yatham. Namawat. Regal. Al-Yanawam. Shamar. Hana. Yanawam. Ayasham. Shawamor. Yahweh. Shamar. Yahweh. Tazal. Al-Yad. Yamnika. Yawamam. Hashemash. Hayek, Wayra, Yahweh, Yashamor, Yashamar, Amen. In English, I will lift my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damiyalaka. Al-Karash. Al-Shakwa. Al-Yahana. Al-Yabika. Al-Yawan. Al-Shanai. Al-Ash. Al-Emika. Yariyam. Sawa. Wayatayai Tazawa. Al-Tazam. Amawa, Lakawa, Goya, Yazakar, Sham Yashal, Kaya, Nabai Tazawa, Ali, Goya, Yakarafa, Adawan, Oyashima, Hagori, Bal, Mamawa, Alasha, Amyashab, Tazawu, Gamashawa, Nalawa, Ayman, Iowa, Zorawai, Amayalawat, Salah, Aisha, Kamad, Kasiyasa, Kayabi, Manachar, Kawashwa, Neshamadwa, Nadiyamawa. No, Bayanda. Oh, Salaki. Bayanda, Iowa, Aman, Dama, Sheetama, Nadiyamawa, Kaira, Kazaba, Kazabana, Kona, Ashar, Amawa, Rashad, Nawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Sheetama, Gagala, Wash, Panyaraka, Ash, Karayava, Lahaba, Karyam, Gan, Dapa, Lasara, Robasawapaka, Kahalon, Anyahom, Kolawan, Boyabaquash, Shimka, Yahweh, Yabashua, Boyabawa, Boyakapara, Boyabad, Boyadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shimka, Yahweh, Haratazah, Aman. This is Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy enemies. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Egypt and the Ishmaelites of Moab.
and the Hagarims, the Baal, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, as also join with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, as the brook of Kishon, which perished in them. They became as dung for them. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zed. Yea, all their princes as the Bas, and as the moon, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. The prayer of the blessings of the power structure in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayakah. Wa Alahayim. Matazabya. Alawapya. Ha Saranyam. Ha Katazayanyam. Ha Kayayaw. Wa Hawah. Hashem Yahushua. Wa Aman in English. Bless you Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Mike. And the angels. The commanding general Yahweh. The generals. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh, thank you. So be it. Sorrow, which means to turn. Men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah. Sar. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barak Yah. Sar. So you can put it down now, like shot. Alright, men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, I'm Shabbat, I'm Mike, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Brakatham, Yajimatah, Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I'm Shabbat, I'm Mike, Barak, Yahweh, Shemar, Thumba, Shem Yahushua, Yajimatah, dismissed. All right, like